ABC News, Minneapolis.
The royal family has just released the official engagement photos of Prince William and Kate Middleton. It's the latest in a long line of preparations leading up to what will surely be the wedding of the century so far. NBC's Tazeen Ahmad has more from London.
It was a difficult week for the royal family, with the attack on Prince Charles and Camilla captured and broadcast around the world. But the week has ended with a different set of images. Official engagement photos of William and Kate.
A couple in love, engaged to be married. Snapped by celebrated photographer Mario Testino, the photos were released last night. Stark contrast to the images of Charles and Camilla caught in a riot. After the surprise attack on the royals during a street protest, question now, does royal protection need to be stepped up?
Alright Charles, how are you doing, right?
The scrutiny that the royal couple will be under, and not just Charles and Camilla, but every single member of the royal family. After this event, everybody is now under scrutiny, and how we will protect our royal family.
But what will William and Kate make of this? William wanted their wedding to be a free-for-all celebration, inviting Britain to party with them.
He still wants to plough ahead with making this the people's wedding. That remains to be seen, though, whether he gets his way or, of course, the royal family does.
The palace will want to avoid a wedding marked by protests and disruption, but the royals are not ones to hide away.
The royal family have always maintained that they want to be seen. This is part of the success, if you like. This is what the British royal family is all about.
There are now long discussions in both security and royal circles. The safety of the royal family and how to avoid the scenes of this week are at the top of the agenda.
Well, the British government has confirmed today that student protesters did indeed make physical contact with Prince Charles' wife during a demonstration last week. The Home Secretary Theresa May isn't confirming reports that Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, had been poked with a stick. The incident occurred when the royals' car strayed into the path of protesters angry about tuition fee hikes. They hit the car with sticks, fists, and bottles. Experts are now calling for an overhaul of royal security. Back to the islands now. Canvassers collecting signatures to recall Liberal Cabinet Minister Ida Chong have been busy all week. Tomorrow we should learn how many of the more than 15,000 voters in the riding have so far signed the petition to force a by-election. During the campaign, E-News will be providing a series of opportunities for all sides to present their position on the recall initiative. E-News reporter Stephen Andrew has more.
Well, yesterday we had the MLA herself on the program talking about this campaign. Today we have the proponent for the recall petition joining us, Mike Cates. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, my pleasure entirely.
Why are you doing this? Is it because of the HST, or is this because you just want to acquire the seat for the NDP?
Well, first of all, it is primarily about the HST, and it has nothing to do with acquiring a seat for the NDP. The HST is the trigger, but it's about accountability in our elected officials. The people involved in this campaign don't believe that you can campaign on one thing and do the exact opposite after you're elected and not pay a price for it.
But they've said all along, look, I mean, this came into our minds after the campaign, and the time to deal with whether you want an MLA serving you or not is during the election. This is going to cost the taxpayers, $1 million. How do you respond to that?
Well, the cost of a by-election is significantly less than the cost of a referendum, which Craig James says is $30 million plus, not counting the government share. And I think that we need to send a message to our elected officials. It's time for a new kind of politics in British Columbia. And everybody who stands for election on a platform should be prepared to speak to that. And to say that we weren't thinking about it before the election, and we thought about it after the election, then they should have, in fact, taken the issue to the people.
But you say new type of politics, your own party. I mean, you sit on the executive of the OK Gordon-Head NDP Writing Association, am I correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so, I mean, your own party's had infighting of recently. I mean, I don't see any new politics there.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I think that, in fact, whoever is elected leader of the NDP and whoever is elected leader of the BC Liberal Party need to hear a message from the voters that the people, the voters of British Columbia, and starting with OK Gordon-Head, want a new kind of politics in this province. And the message is for whoever leads my party and whoever leads their party.
Okay, getting into 20 seconds, straight to camera. Why should Ida Chong be recalled?
She should be recalled because she campaigned to lower taxes on individuals and small business, and HSC does the opposite. She's been in cabinet, and she has not advocated for the constituents in her, or the voters in her constituency. She has a responsibility, and we feel she's advocated that responsibility.
If you lose, does this do an end to it, or are you going to go and target somebody else?
Well, you know, I'm only involved in the Oakland Gordon Head recall campaign with the group of volunteers we put together. What the greater strategy is with the folks who are running the Fight HST campaign, I'm not involved in that. My involvement is purely in the recall of Ida Chong. That's where I live, that's my constituency, and that's where I'm working.
What about the fact you had lots of people, it appears, coming from outside of the riding to assist you? Does that indicate that maybe the support isn't there with inside the riding to recall Ida Chong?
No, I don't think so. I think that the Recall Act allows any registered voter in British Columbia to act as a canvasser. I mean, for example, the Independent Contractors and Builders Association, which is a Vancouver-based organization, is running a very expensive, very nasty ad campaign, and they are not in this riding. So this issue interests a lot of people, and a lot of people are involved.
Mike Hayes, thank you very much for coming in. We'll have you back on as the campaign goes further.
I sure hope so. I'll be very, very happy to be here.
All right, still on the way tonight, are parents pushing their kids into sports too soon? It seems toddlers are suiting up and hitting the playing field more often these days. Is that a little too early? The story next.
Every year is a quest for World Juniors.
Finally for us tonight, a story that's sure to have lots of parents asking, how soon is too soon when it comes to giving children an added edge? We've all heard of those early reading and music programs. Now the focus is on the playing field, getting toddlers trained, sometimes even before they're out of diapers. NBC's Rahima Ellis has the story.
This looks like a typical mommy and me class with kids who are barely walking, but already they're goal-oriented.
He learns definitely specific soccer skills.
From soccer to gymnastics,
And somersault.
t-ball, even ice skating.
Can I hear how loud you guys can go up and down?
More and more toddlers are getting an early edge in sports instruction, as early as 18 months.
My man.
Parents are convinced it's good for their child's development, and no age is too young to start.
The earlier you start anything, whether it's sports, music, art, anything, the earlier you start, the better the foundation is.
For all the excitement around introducing sports to toddlers, there's also concern that so much instruction at such an early age could backfire.
Toddlers at this age really need to encourage their creativity, their imagination. The problem with this early instruction is it just smothers that creativity and that curiosity.
But it's already turning into a business. Places like Super Soccer Stars, which opened with just 24 kids in New York, has grown to 7,000 kids in 3 different cities.
There's a demand for younger age groups.
There are also DVDs popping up. Some geared to children as young as 3 months old.
If we start them at preschool and we're teaching them how to spell and to count, why not start them now at learning how to win, how to lose?
2-year-old Soleil has been taking gymnastics at Chelsea Piers in New York for the past 3 months.
She can actually do a handstand without her head touching the floor.
While some parents would love it if this turned into a career,
His daddy would really love for him to be a big football player, like he was.
many others say they just hope their kids develop enough skills to enjoy the game. Rahima Ellis, NBC News, New York.
And that is it for tonight's edition of A News. Thanks for watching. We will see you again tomorrow at 5. Have a great